any moderate number of population of people. So those are really the two things. You have to kind of be where the work is and develop your skills as actors, you guys. Get involved in things that allow you to develop your skills as an actor. Okay? That's the best thing you can do. I know, you probably are hating me right now. Because he had his hand up first, and I called on this guy, and then I called on the guy on the other side of him. Yes, sir.
Actually, Mr. Mignogna, I forgive you. I want to say Mignogna for president.
Don't I wish?
Oh, yeah.
My question is, I know there are good days and bad days as an actor. I'm an acting major in college myself, so yeah, there are good days. What was probably your worst day on a job?
Oh my gosh. Worst day on a job. I've never been asked that question. I'm glad I called on you. I always get a thrill out of a new question. I'm going to be personal here. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Since you asked, I was recording on a show during a time in my life about 10 years ago when I was going through a divorce. And I couldn't concentrate on what I was doing. My mind was completely somewhere else. And that was the worst day on the job, the worst period of weeks on a job. Apart from that, there have been a couple of times when my voice failed me. When I was looking, I tell you what, you guys, when we were working on Full Metal, I had to go to Dallas to record, right? And I was living in Houston. So whenever I knew I was going to be going to Dallas to record Full Metal, I always wanted to be extra careful that my voice was ready to go. Because you don't want to get up there and then not sound right, you know? And I don't know about you guys, but if you've ever lost your voice, when you lose your voice, your voice gets really low and husky. Well, Ed's a little bit higher in my range. He's up here. And that's the first thing to go when you lose your voice. And so there were a couple of times when I was so excited and I wanted Ed to be the best I could make him. And when I felt like my voice was not all there, and I would get to Funimation and I would say to the director, I'm like, I don't sound good. I don't sound good. I don't want to record right now because I don't want it to be that way forever on the DVDs, you know? 50 years from now, people are going to pull those discs out and they're going to hear what we recorded 50 years earlier. You don't get a second chance to do the line again, you know? Once you do it, it's done. And so there were several times when I felt like my voice wasn't in good shape. And so what we would do is we would jump all over the place and record lines that were not a stress on the voice. Completely out of sequence. Go here and just say this line. Just do that line. And then go over here and go, what are you doing, Al? Or anything that was just more conversational. And then maybe the next day my voice would be better after another night's rest. But that's the scary thing about voice acting, is that you never really think about the importance of having your voice until you need it to sound a certain way. And then, suddenly, I'll give you a perfect example right now. I go back to Los Angeles tomorrow night, and first thing Monday morning, I'm recording a new character on a new show I've never been on. I want to be ready, right? I want to have my voice as flexible and prepared as I possibly can. But if I blow it out this weekend, talk, concert, talk, I land in LA tomorrow night, and my voice is not ready. So you have to take that into account. That, your job depends on it. So you have to try to be careful and take care of it more. But there have been many difficult occasions when your voice just didn't cooperate. Yes, sir. Thank you. I love Ikaku. I love him. He asked a question about Bleach and my character. What's my favorite part? My favorite part of Bleach is that he doesn't sound like me. Is that it's not this voice. You know, it's this kind of good. You know, he's much more down here. Okay. You know, I like that. One of my favorite things, and most voice actors I think would probably tell you, their favorite thing is when they do a character and for the first several episodes, people don't even realize it was them. That's like one of the biggest compliments to pay somebody when they did a character that didn't sound like a typical character they'd done. And that was what happened with Bleach. The first 2 or 3 or 4 episodes had been aired before I started getting letters from fans that are like, oh my gosh, I've been watching Bleach and this new bald guy and I didn't even realize it was you. That's a big compliment to me. Because again, the goal is not to change your voice, but in those instances where you're playing a character that people don't necessarily immediately recognize your voice, that's a really fun thing for me. I love the flashback, his backstory, and how he came to serve Kenpachi and that whole backstory with him I love. He just gave me a little hug. Is that what this is called, a hug? And it looks like a barrel. It's a barrel of hug. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let's kind of spread it out here. Yes. Oh, you don't want to hear the donut story, do you? No. Oh. You know what she just said?
What's the donut story?
What's the donut story? Oh my gosh. All right, I'm going to try to tell it fast, okay? Because I know a lot of you guys have heard it before, and I don't want to take too much time with it. But in a nutshell, do you guys remember the episodes in the original series where there were the fake brothers, Elric? The fake Elric brothers.
Yeah.
The Tringham brothers. Well, we were recording that episode, and suddenly they get in a fight, you know, and I would never hit you. And Ed gets punched in the face or kicked in the face, and his cute little face swells up. And he's got this little puffy cheek, and he was so cute. Oh. And so as soon as I saw it, I thought, oh my gosh, he needs to sound different now. He needs to sound like he's got this puffy, swollen cheek, because that would affect the way you sound and the way you form words. And so I said to Colleen Klinkenbeard, can I go look in the vendor's room for the vending machines to find some food or something that I could stuff in my mouth? So I went and they had these powdered sugar donuts in the vending machine, and they were perfect. They're this big around, they're perfect, they fit right in your cheek, and they're kind of puffy, and they're not hard or like Doritos or something. They're nice and soft. So I ran back. I thought these are going to be perfect. And I slammed one into my cheek and we started recording. And it sounded great. Except that I thought that there were probably just a couple of lines where Ed sounded like that. But it turned out he was like that for like 3 pages. And those donuts are not meant to be held in your mouth. They're meant to be consumed. So suddenly I had this donut in my mouth that just started like, it was gross. Just falling apart. And so I spit it out because it was so gross. And then I had to put another one in because we had more recording to do. So I went through this whole little 6-pack of donuts to record that scene with Ed when he got punched. And so suffice to say, I don't eat donuts anymore. At least not the powdered sugar kind. Yes, sweetie. Oh, really? You want to know where I got my pants?
Yes.
The pants store. Now, you know what? I got these at this awesome place, and you can even check it out online. They're on Melrose in Los Angeles called Forgotten Saints. And they do all kinds of really cool stuff. And I found them